first runner, and I remember when I came in, I was so frustrated for so long because it took me 10 months to understand this concept. So today we're going to talk about pouring into you. We're going to talk about vision. We're going to talk about dreaming, pouring into your team. It's going to be super exciting. My name is Ashley, Presidential Diamond, been in the business almost 3 years. We have Carrie, who's a Presidential Diamond, been in the business 9. We have Nina, who has been in the business 7 years, and she's a Triple Diamond. And then Miss Sonia, she has been in the business for 4 years. She is our German Triple Diamond, and we love her. So for me, personal development has become a non-negotiable, and for all of us ladies up here, it is super something that's super passionate to us. You know, again, I lived so many years of my life blaming other people, blaming circumstances, and I didn't realize how much of my life I was actually in control of. Do you guys realize that? Like, you have the ability to control the outcome of so many different situations. Life is about choices, and self-development has helped me realize that. And so every day it is a non-negotiable that I'm not only pouring into myself, whether that's a book, that's a podcast, that's a person, I am finding a way to move my brain forward. This is not something, it benefits my business, but this is a human issue. Amen? This is a human issue. As a human, I need to be a better wife. I need to be a better mom. I need to be a better business owner. So self-development, just a non-negotiable. So ladies, break it down, because I know you're super passionate about this. What does kind of on that day-to-day basis of self-development and pouring into yourself and developing yourself, what does that look like?
Hey guys. Okay, so when you first, we don't grow up thinking I need to make myself better every day. Personal development is not a part of our life all the time. It wasn't until I joined with It Works that I actually realized personal development was a thing. So in the beginning, I had to be super intentional about it. I had to set a goal for how many books I was going to read. I had to set a goal for podcasts. I absolutely love podcasts because, like Cammie said, we're in our cars a lot. So instead of playing music, I'm going to play a podcast. Okay, I play Kim sometimes. I love her podcast. There's so many great ones. And then, you guys, if you are just starting on your personal development journey, you're just starting to actually understand network marketing, Jim Rohn's How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, get that CD or get it on YouTube, listen to it all the time. Listen to it until you know what comes next. Listen to it until your kids know what comes next, because that's when you know it's actually ingrained in your brain. And you guys, that CD changed everything for me. Everything. It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you interact with people. It's going to make everything so much better.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Hey y'all. I feel like Pam's gonna run around the corner and take this mic out of my hand because I'm not ambassador. So I was really excited to talk about the self-development, because this is something that when I first got started in network marketing, I completely crossed my arms, stuck my feet in the ground, and I wanted nothing to do with. I'm a good person, why do I need to develop myself? That was my attitude. And all that did was hold me back. So what I do daily, so my very first conference was in 2013, January 2013, we had Sean Aker come as one of our speakers, and he wrote this amazing book called The Happiness Advantage. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do because I want you to get the book and read it yourselves, but what I do daily, which is non-negotiable, is a gratitude journal, and I write in it every single morning the second I wake up, and before I go to bed, I write in it as well. And like I said, read the book so you'll know what to do. Because the thing is that we're in a people business, and if you're not constantly, as a leader, you're in this business as a leader, you're constantly pouring out to other people, you need something pouring into you, and you're the captain of your own ship, so you are responsible for pouring into yourself. So it's really important that you're constantly feeding, like Ashley said, we're humans, and we need to be feeding ourselves that wonderful knowledge with the personal development. So you're only holding yourself back. And then the reality, and I just read this quote this morning, and I have to share it with you guys today, is that if you're not constantly striving for improvement, you're faking perfection. Don't have the attitude that you're just so fantastic, you don't need any improvement. That's wrong. You're constantly on a path of self-discovery and improvement, and that's one thing you don't realize when you sign up with network marketing. You don't go into this realizing that you're actually going to become the best version of yourself through what we do. So absolutely stop faking perfection and start constantly striving to improve yourself.
Boom, that was a boom moment. Boom.
You have no idea how hard my heart beats because English is not my first language, but I hope that you guys still understand me. So self-development, I don't know, it's just something so exciting, so beautiful, because I mean, self-development is life. And I mean, kids develop themselves every minute, every hour. Like, there's something they learn every single day, and we lose it at some point. But I believe, you know, if you don't want to better yourself, if you don't want to develop yourself, you're not living life to its fullest. Like, you're just accepting kind of the situation. And I think in order to improve and in order to develop yourself, you have to find yourself and accept yourself and embrace yourself and love yourself. And I had a very hard time with self-development in the beginning because I didn't want to look into who I really am. I didn't want to accept who I was because I really didn't know who I was. I was all of a sudden in a different country, on a different continent. My job that I worked for 13 years was gone. I had 2 kids at home and couldn't take them to Germany. So, but I didn't want to accept that. So it took me a long time to find myself and accept that I'm just living a completely different life now. And now I'm just so thankful that I am living this life. And being thankful is a daily non-negotiable. This word is non-negotiable. It wasn't the right word, but you guys know what I mean. And I actually do that with my children. I homeschool, so I don't get up and I can't lay in bed, you know, being grateful for things. I actually do it with my children. What are we thankful for? And then at night I have my vision and, you know, where am I going? And, you know, God, Germany is gonna explode, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing at night.
Love it. Good job.
I love that. Just as these ladies said, like, it really is a non-negotiable. You know, how many of you, raise your hand, were massive dreamers the moment you joined immediately? There's not a lot of hands up though if you look around, right? Anybody else kind of have a scarcity mindset when you join? Anyone else kind of doubt? Anyone else had fear? Anyone else was like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna be that. I don't look like them. I don't talk like them. I don't have purple hair like them. Like, okay. So, you know, sometimes you have to become the person your results require. Sometimes you have to grow into that person. Sometimes you have to mature into that person. And if you are already not equipped with that, we all come from different walks of life. We all come with different baggage, so to speak, but we are choosing this industry because we know the possibilities, and it's okay to want to dream. It's okay whether you're driven by giving to others or you're driven by getting yourself. Like, it doesn't matter. You are not wrong, but you need to be able to become that person your results require. And so for me, I found that I got stuck at Ruby for 10 months, and a lot of people don't know that about my story, but it was because I got exactly what I wanted. I went Ruby in 2 months. And then I sat there for 8 months. I had no idea what I wanted. And I was so arrogant to think that something was wrong with me. I was like, well, maybe the company doesn't work. And, you know, maybe this isn't working anymore. Maybe people just don't like what I have to offer. Maybe I should be a retail manager again. And I realized, I'm thankful for my arrogance though, because I said, I'm gonna commit a year and I'm not gonna give up. And it was in January of 2017 that I said, let me take a different approach and let me look on the inside of myself, because that's all I have control over. I have control over what my mindset is. I have control over how I speak to myself. I have control over casting vision. No one is coming alongside me in this industry, in this business every single day saying, get your butt up out of bed, girl, get to work. And I knew that I had to do that for myself, but it was because of that self-development that I was able to. And so then we start doing self-development every day, right? And we start getting this amazing mindset and we get this amazing vision, and then we expect everybody else who joins us to have the same vision. And it doesn't work out that way, right? And so I found myself in 2017 advancing fairly quickly through the ranks And I am massive in leadership. I love leadership, super passionate about it, but I found that I was bulldozing over people. And so I lost a lot of good people. And I realized, again, it was a Holy Spirit moment. All right, look on the inside. There's something that you can control. And then I realized I had to change how I developed people. And so not only are we up here because we're passionate about what self-development and personal growth and vision and mindset does for us, but what we've seen it happen in our team. Because how many of you guys want duplication? I hope every single hand. Some of y'all liars, Lord, you lucky it ain't a Sunday. Listen, we all want duplication. We all want maybe our team to succeed, or we want us to be able to see the benefits of our hard work, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but duplication comes through the gateway of leadership. So if you're finding that the people underneath you maybe aren't working, or they're not producing how you want, or maybe they're not catching the vision, you got to look on the inside of yourself. So developing our tribe is a non-negotiable. It's just part of our culture. Whether we have weekly meetings, we're pouring into our diamonds and above. We're having emerging leaders, those rubies and emeralds we're touching. We're jumping in and doing a tip from the top or tip to the top Tuesday. We're constantly finding ways to pour into our team and making that, we read a book a month as a tribe. That just having that a part of our culture, it has just been so successful. So ladies, I'd love for you guys just to share how do you develop your team, and how do you pour into your people, whether that's leaders or your team at large? What does that look like, and why is that important to you?
Okay, so I feel like one of the secrets to success is self-discipline. Okay, you have to do what you don't want to do all the time, even if you don't feel like it. Okay, like I don't want to post on Instagram, but I'm going to do it because I need to help build my business. Maybe I don't want to go to an event. Maybe I want to sit in my bed and eat chili and watch Netflix. I don't know. But I'm going to get up, I'm going to put on my clothes, and I'm going to go to that event. So we work on ourselves so that we can duplicate ourselves into our team. So first, you have the self-discipline within yourself, and then you're going to duplicate it to grow leaders on your team, okay? Because I heard this example, and I absolutely love it, and I'm going to change it to make it nicer because I don't want to kill anybody. But if you're in battle and you've got 3 generals, okay? You've got 3, and then you've got an army of 100. What happens if somebody takes out your 3 generals? You're going to have 100 people running around all over the place doing whatever, and you're going to have 90 people asking you questions all at the same time. It's going to be hectic, confusing, and you're not going to win the battle. Okay? Those generals were crucial. What's going to happen? Let's say the opposite happens. Okay? You've got your 3 generals. Those 100 people, they're gone. They're wiped out. Okay? What'll happen? Your generals, they will rebuild. They will, and those are the leaders on your team. If you've got strong leaders, your organization is going to be strong because you've duplicated yourself.
Boom, that's a boom moment.
Boom. Boom. So one way that I do that, and this is one of my favorite ways, is so simple. It is so simple. You guys, as soon as you decide you're a leader, you're a leader. Okay? I don't care if you started like 30 seconds from now, okay? You are a leader. So every Friday, we have a leadership training Zoom. Every single Friday, non-negotiable, we have a leadership training Zoom, and everybody is welcome. And every single Friday, we just sit and we talk about a leadership topic for about 20 minutes. I make notes, like I take it very seriously because I am duplicating myself in this process. So every Friday, I write out my notes, I tell a story, I have a lesson, we discuss it amongst ourselves. Like, you can't hide, okay, on the Zoom, because I will call you, right, Mildred? Okay, sorry. I will call you out. See, even now. And we talk about it. And my purpose in this is to grow leaders because, you guys, I am completely boxed for ambassador, okay? Completely. And my 3 legs are super, super solid. They are solid. If I quit the business today, they would still be working. They might cry, sorry guys. They might cry, but they would still be working because they are leaders. They have developed, and to me, that is what's important. Okay, if you want a strong organization, duplicate yourself.
Good job. Love it.
Boom. Okay, so my approach on this, what I think is really important, my team will laugh and roll their eyes and when they hear me say this is color personalities, because that's a really huge thing when it comes to developing people and yourself. Again, it goes back to knowing yourself, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. And I think that, too often we hone in on our weaknesses and try to improve upon that so much that we miss out on our strengths. And that's what you need to be focusing on. But you need to be aware of both. Because, again, none of us are perfect and never will be. So know what you're good at and focus on that. Know what your team is good at and focus on that. And understand that everybody brings something good to the table. Like both of y'all have said, when you sign up, you're a leader. You are in a leadership position. And what I have learned in the past almost 7 years with this company, and ups and downs and everything in between, and roller coaster and great strong leaders and everything completely falling apart and the dust settling, and now my team is now the phoenix rising from the ashes, I like to call it, is that the people that are here and appreciating what everybody brings to the table. We need reds in our team. We need blues. We need greens. We need yellows. They all bring something special. Nobody's better than the other. Helping people seeing their strengths and casting vision on your team is really important. But you need to, again, be confident, know enough in yourself that you recognize your strengths and weaknesses so you can look at your team and you can help them develop into the best leaders that they're going to be as well. So knowing your team, I can, right off the top of my head, I know exactly what color my team is from the moment they sign up, and I know exactly how I'm going to work with them to develop their strengths and and to not focus on their weaknesses. And again, just because they're not a red and they're just here to have a good time does not mean they can't make a lot of money. Just because I'm a big yellow. How many yellows I got in here, if you know what you're calling? Yeah, yellows! Okay, just because I really care more about anything is the giving back and helping people does not mean that I can't still have a good time or know a lot. So again, it goes really back to, I try to cast a vision on my team, and the biggest thing I'm dealing with right now is, like I said, I'm just gonna be really blunt and honest with you guys and raw. My team is rising from the ashes. We've had devastation, a lot of people leaving, and the dust has settled, and we're all rebuilding and working really hard. And so moving forward, I really wanted to share this with you guys because this is something that I had to learn the hard way, is that your rank defines your paycheck. It does not define you or your leadership abilities. And I want every single one of you guys here, take that with you. If you leave with nothing else, please take that with you. Being in a rank of triple diamond, I've had people come up and, oh my gosh, what did you do? And I tell my team, all I've got more to offer than any of y'all else is that I've been in for a very long time. And I've been through a lot, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I don't care if you just joined my team yesterday, you're a leader, and we sit at a round table, and everybody brings something special to that table. And that's true with every single one of you guys sitting in here.
So if you would have asked me 2 years ago what I do to develop my team, I would have said nothing. And I would have thought that was perfectly fine. I was like, I had that mindset, okay, I translated all of the training. They either want it or they don't. So they either get to work or they don't, just like I did, So 2 years ago, that was my mindset, and 2 years ago, I was in a very bad spot in my business, probably because of that mindset. I was a double diamond, paid as barely ruby, and it was super, super hard, not to say the business doesn't work, it just doesn't. And then paid as barely as ruby in February 2017 with my 5-day-old daughter. I went to conference and I heard people say, about coming back and pouring into their teams. And I'm like, what is that? Like, what does it mean to pour into your team? Like, I couldn't make sense of that, because up until then, the way I would do videos or would train my team was, you have to set up your auto-ship. Like, if you don't set up your auto-ship, you're not serious in this business. Like, that's how I would talk to them, like really talking down to them, because I had that mentality, oh, hey, I worked for my rank, so now you guys gotta work, And then I just realized that I gotta talk to them completely different. And those 2 or 3 that actually did run the auto-ship and that did actually work and that did actually sign a few people, that's the only people I talked to. But I made it sound the whole team was doing that. I was like, we're such a cool gang, all of us realize why we need to run the auto-ship. We know that we're making a lot of cash with that. So I pretty much sent the same message in a different way. And I guess this, creating this culture by always telling them how great they are and how good we are and that everybody is needed, that's what actually helped me to get back and get to Triple Diamond last year. But yeah, and now I lost what I wanted to say. And your phone is making me totally nervous too.
Plan B. No plan B.
Okay, no plan B. No, but creating this culture and giving everybody the feeling, because everybody is needed in an organization, and communicate that. And I do a lot of one-on-one coaching calls just to understand my people, just to get to know them, because I do believe you can only be successful in life and in this business, again, if you know yourself. And a lot of people live behind a wall and they don't accept who they are, and just digging deep and getting there, that's what I do a lot. And so that everybody has the feeling that they can reach out to me at any time and they are needed. And I mean, we're just a very strong
Tribe.
No, gang.
I love that. I love that. Thanks, ladies, for your vulnerability. So, guys, you are going to hear some amazing tips today about how to sign customers, how to explode your business, how to, take your business to a whole nother level, how to maximize that paycheck. But I want you guys to understand that this industry and this business is 80% mindset. Like, if you hear nothing else today, don't blame the company, don't blame the products, don't blame Host-a-Post, don't blame social media, don't blame your upline, your downline, you always look in the mirror, because at the end of the day, you are the captain of your ship. And I always say this, you're 100% in control and it's 100% up to you. So boom, grow yourself and explode your business, okay? Thanks, guys.